我相信我可以，有目标就往上爬。你相信你可以，勇敢地往前冲吧。有想法就有办法，有办法就不用怕。我们一起到达，是 number one， 强大的企业家，超越表现的力量。我们一起到达，是 number one， 强大的企业家，超越表现的力量。我相信我可以，有目标就往上爬。你相信你可以，勇敢地往前冲吧。有想法就有办法，有办法就不用怕。我们一起到达，是 number one， 强大的企业家，超越表现的力量。我们一起到达，是 number one， 强大的企业家，超越表现的力量。我相信我可以，有目标就往上爬。你相信你可以，勇敢地往前冲吧。有想法就有办法，有办法就不用怕。我们一起到达，是 number one， 强大的企业家，超越表现的力量。我们一起到达，是 number one， 强大的企业家，超越表现的力量。我相信我可以，有目标就往上爬。 相信你可以勇敢地往前冲吧，有想法就有办法，有办法就不。
Hi everyone. Very good morning to all of you. Wow, I can see a lot of you here are already waiting for this Facebook Live to start. Yes, thank you so much for joining us. We are going to start at 11 o'clock sharp, which is just a few more minutes from now, right? Just a few more minutes from now. And thank you so much for joining me so early. Yeah, we will be starting in a few more minutes. But you know what? Today, we are going to share another technique that would help you, that would teach you how to solve tax audit issues. Yes, today I'm going to share you another secret, another technique to solve tax audit issue. So since we have a few more minutes before we start, what you can do right now, since you are early, is to help me do one thing. That is to share this Facebook Live out. Share this live out, yeah. Very simple. You can just click the share button. Yeah, you can just click the share button. If you are seeing this from a phone, just look at the bottom of your screen, right? Look at the bottom of your screen. You will be able to click that share button and share this live out to your friends, your family, your business partner, business associates, yeah? If you are viewing it from a computer, you would also find the share button, right? Just click that share button and you will be able to share this out with your friends as well, yeah? Or if you have anyone in your mind, right? Anyone in your mind that you want him or her to come in right now to view this together with you, tag his or her name directly. Just tag the name into the comment box so that they can come in and join this together with you. Yeah, you know what? It's not often that I always share secrets. Yeah. So today you have this opportunity, this golden opportunity to learn techniques to solve tax audit issues. Don't waste it. Yeah. Stay tuned. We will start at 11 o'clock sharp and take this opportunity to share this out with your friends as well. Yeah. Okay. I will see you at 11 o'clock sharp later in just a few more minutes, and we will teach you how to solve tax audit issue. All right. I'll see you at 11 o'clock.
表现的力量，我们一起到达，是 number one， 强大的企业家，超越表现的力量。我相信我可以，有目标就往上爬。你相信你可以，勇敢地往前冲吧。想法就有办法，有办法就不用怕，我们一起到达，是 number one， 强大的企业家，超越表现的力量，我们一起到达。Number one， 强大的企业家，超越表现的力量。 我相信我可以，有目标就往上爬。你相信你可以。
All right, good morning, everyone. It's 11 o'clock already. It's 11 o'clock in the morning. And as promised, we are going to start our Facebook Live today. That is on Secrets Revealed, Techniques to Solve Tax Audit Issues. Yes, you know what? Happy New Year to all of you. I can see Richard is saying Happy New Year. Hi, Happy New Year to all of you. Yeah, and of course, to those who are staying at home, working from home due to the MCO, maybe I would say Happy MCO to all of you. All right, now it's a brand new year. It's a brand new year, and we are continuing doing this Secrets Revealed, yeah, to show you techniques to solve various tax audit issues. And for those that have just joined us for the very first time, yeah, this is episode number 10. Yes, this is episode number 10 already. In case you say, wow, I have missed 9 episodes. I've missed all the previous 9 episodes. Don't worry at all, because all the 9 episodes that we have done previously, they are all in our Facebook page. Yes, you just have to go to my Facebook page, that is Tax Guru Zen Chow. Go to my Tax Guru Zen Chow Facebook page. You will be able to find all the previous 9 episodes, all there, yeah, we're all there, all right? Okay, so now let's get things started. Now I see, wow, a lot of people are already online. Well, I can see 160 over people, right, already viewing this. So now just to remind you again, yeah, we're just about to start, and if you want to let your friends, your family, your business partner, business associates to also learn my secrets today, to share, to learn how to solve tax audit issues, just share this Facebook Live out. Yeah, just share this out by just clicking the share button. It's very easy. If you're viewing it from a phone, there's a share button at the bottom of your phone, of your screen. Just click that share button. If you are viewing it from a computer, you also find the share button. Just click that share button and you will be able to also share this out, yeah? All right, so we're just about to start. Of course, if you have any friends, right, that you want him or her to come in right now to view this together with you, just tag his or her name into the comment box right now, and they will learn. All right, okay, so let me just bring this up. Yeah, okay, so today we are going to talk about another technique, yeah, another technique to solve tax audit issue. All right, so like I said, right, it's not common, that it's not usual that I always share my secret, but today I am sharing my secret. And today I see, wow, close to 200 people right now viewing, close to 200 people viewing already. Just let me check with you, just let me check with all of you, yeah, like how many of you here actually join us for the very first time? Yeah, how many join us for the very first time? Now, if you are a first timer, can you just give me number 1? Just put 1 into the comment box. Just type 1 into the comment box to tell me that you are a first timer. I just want to see how many of you here actually join us for the very first time in this brand new year, 2021. Yeah, how many of you? Now, put it in the comment box. I want to have more interaction here, because this whole thing, this whole Facebook Live is all about interaction. Yeah, because if you have got any questions at all during my presentation, just feel free to put your questions into the comment box and I will answer to you. Yeah, if you have got any questions regarding today's technique, right, you just put in your questions into the comment box and I will answer to you. But right now, I just want to know how many of you are a first timer joining us for the very first time. Can you just put number 1? Put number 1 into the comment box. Wow, I can see a lot of people are already responding. I can see Linda, right? I can see Agnes Pereira, Lau Lei Kun, Lee Michelle, Sun Neo, Chow Wai. Wow, okay, we have a few first timers. Well, we have more than 200 people already, so it looks like a lot of you are repeating, is it? Okay, very good, very good. Okay, now, since we still have some first timers, so let me just take this opportunity to quickly introduce to you who I am, because you probably do not know who I am, right? Because you're joining for the very first time. My name is Zen Chow. Yeah, and of course, I'm the, people call me the tax guru of YYC. But actually, the fact is that I'm actually the tax director and the head of tax of YYC Group. Now, you probably then ask me, who is YYC over here? Now, let me just briefly tell you who YYC is here. Now, YYC is actually an accounting and advisory firm, and we were established since 1974. Yeah, we were established since 1974, and our brand promise is we want to empower entrepreneurial success. Yeah. Now, of course, to do that, we need to have our vision and mission. Yeah. YYC's vision is to be the number one world-class accounting firm in Asia. Yeah. And of course, our mission is more important because our mission is we want to inspire everyone, including you who are viewing our live right now. Yeah. Including you. We want to inspire everyone to overcome your odds. Yeah. Unleash your potential in life. Yeah. And most importantly, we want you to find fulfillment in life. But of course, to do all that, yeah, to deliver our brand promise, we always uphold three very important things. Yeah. That is, first, we want to share expertise. You see, the whole reason why today we have this Facebook Live, why do we want to do this Facebook Live for free? For you to learn the techniques to solve tax audit issue, because this is one of our brand promises. We want to share our expertise to everyone. And we want to also give the most proactive care, right? Especially to our client, not just normal care, but proactive care, yeah? Because we want all our clients to get the most positive experience ever. Yeah. Now, of course, you may think YYC is probably just a normal accounting firm out there. Yeah. No, YYC is very different because a normal accounting firm would only offer compliance services, like tax service, audit service, accounting service. But we have more than that. You see, we have our own advisory arm, and we have a lot of different range, yeah, of services in advisory arm, like strategic planning, corporate finance, restructuring, and of course the latest, very heat topic, yeah, about cloud and digital transformation. Yeah, we help clients to do that as well. And we have our own business school. That means we hold a lot of seminars, workshops, talks from time to time. We also serve international clients through our global business services, like global accounting, outsourced accounting, outsourced bookkeeping, even outsourced payroll. Yeah. So now YYC, like I said, established since 1974. Now we are already 46 years old, and this year we are turning 47. This year we are turning 47. Yeah, and we call ourselves an international firm because we don't just have presence in Malaysia, we also have presence in Singapore. Yes, and we have more than 800 employees, more than 20,000 clients. We have more than 120,000 participants because we have held more than 5,000 workshops. Yeah. Now these are all the awards given to YYC throughout all these years. And like I said, because YYC is an international firm, we have presence in Singapore as well. But of course, in Malaysia, we have branches in Klang Valley area, Kuala Lumpur. We have branches in Johor, as well as in Penang. Yeah. Now, every time when I come to this point, yeah, I would always like to, do more interaction with all of you because I want you all to, be more interactive. So can I just ask you a simple question? Out of 200 over people, I have close to 250 people right now who are viewing our Facebook Live. Can you just tell me where are you from? Just tell me where are you from? Put it into the comment box right now. Tell me, which state are you from, or which area, or which town, which city you are from, or you can, if you are from Kuala Lumpur, you can be more specific. You can be more specific and tell me, which area in Kuala Lumpur are you from? Yeah. So can you just tell me, put in the comment box right now and tell me where are you from? I just want to gauge, out of the 250 people viewing, where are you from? Where are you viewing this Facebook Live from? Whether you are from, you can tell me your state, you can tell me your city, your town, or your area. If you're in Kuala Lumpur, you can be more specific and tell me your area. Yeah. Wow, I can see more and more people coming in, giving me responses already. Wow, I can see. Wow, let's just pick up this one. Wow, Linda is from KL. I have Xiao Xiang from Kedah, Chow from Port Dickson, Richard. Wow, hi Richard. You have been supporting us so many times. Thank you so much. Richard is from Cheras, of course. Siu Kun is from Ipoh Perak. Lee Michelle from Cheras. Lei Kun from Kepong. Wow, this person is called Walau Ya. Okay, Walau Ya is from Kepong. Linda from Kepong. Agnes from PJ. Yan Ling from PJ. Jane from Klang. Chong Han from Batu Pahat. Wow, I have a lot of people from Klang Valley area, but of course I have someone from the north, Bukit Mertajam, Huiling, and people from PJ, Puchong. Wow, Janice is from Ulu Tiram. Okay, Yen Liang is from Pudu. Wow, that's where our headquarters is. That's where YYC's headquarters is. Sunyo from Butterworth, Nikki, Seremban, Kuching, Klang, Puchong, Kepong, PJ. Wow, so we have a good spread, yeah, of viewers. Some from the north, some from the south, and most of you are of course from the Klang Valley area. Yeah, well, Roslinda is from UK Perdana. I know where that is. That's somewhere in the near Gombak Tambak area, right? That's like near the Melawati Wangsamaju area. Okay, good. Wow. Okay, Angela from Setiawan. Okay, now thank you so much for all your response. Now I know all of you are eagerly waiting to learn my technique today. I know you want to learn how to solve tax audit issue, and today is episode 10. Yeah. Now, in case you just joined us, let me tell you, this is already episode 10. Yes, today we'll be sharing the 10th case. Yeah. But if you say, hey, I've missed out all the previous 9 episodes, what can I do? Can I just go back and view? Yes, you can. Just go to my Facebook page, that is Tax Guru Zen Chow. You will be able to find all the previous 9 episodes in my Facebook page, Tax Guru Zen Chow. Yeah. So don't worry about missing my previous episodes, because you can go back to the videos, right, which we have already uploaded in my Facebook page. Of course, if you join us live, you can ask question on the spot. All right. Okay. So let's get things started. Today, we are going to case number 10, episode number 10 on tax audit and investigation issues. Now, as usual, in this session, I will be sharing with you a case, of which our clients have encountered, certain issues during tax audit or tax investigation, and we share with you how did we actually help our client to solve this tax audit issue. What kind of technique did we use to actually solve our client's issues and actually help our client to either drop the case or lower the exposure. Now, first, today we are going to talk about this topic called rental expenses. Yes, case number 10, episode number 10, we're going to talk about rental expenses. Now, I believe a lot of you would probably be, renting a property, and you would incur also rental expenses. Yeah, what I mean by renting is rent out. Yeah, you'll be renting out, certain property, and you will incur rental expenses. But today, what we want to talk about is not really about the rental expenses as a landlord. We want to talk about the rental expenses as the tenant. Yeah, we want to talk about if you rent a place, if you rent a property, or certain equipments or machines, right? You'll be paying rental, right? You'll be paying rental, and that rental is your expense, right? So I know rightfully you would say that, hey, if I pay rental for a property which I'm using for my business, if I'm paying rental for a machine that I use for business, it should be tax deductible, right? Logically, you would say it's tax deductible. Yes, logically, it should be. But we have got cases here to tell you that the IRB, the Inland Revenue Board, may sometimes say your rental expense is disallowed. Your rental expense is disallowed. Yeah. So first, let's look at the general principles of deductibility. How do you actually make an expense that you have incurred to be tax deductible? Now, very simple. We always say, according to Section 33, subsection 1, Section 33, subsection 1 of the Income Tax Act 1967, the principle of deductibility, to make an expense tax deductible, we have to fulfill all these criteria. First, it must be during a period. Yes, the rental that you pay must be during a period, during the period of which you assess the tax, which is simple. But more importantly, it must be an outgoing and expenses. Yeah, of course, if I pay rental, it must be an outgoing expenses, right? So this is also simple. It must be incurred. Now, this is very important. It must be incurred, which means the rental that you pay must be, something that you're obligated to pay, something that you have confirmed that you'll be paying, and it's not just an estimate, not just a provision. Because a lot of people may say, I'll be doing an estimate, I'll be doing a provision for the rental that I'll be paying, and I take that as a tax deductible expense. That's wrong. Yeah, you can't do that. It must be confirmed. It must be obligated, for you to pay. And it must be wholly and exclusively for business purpose. Yeah. So what you are paying, the rental that you're paying, it must be used for business. It must not be used for personal usage. That means all your personal properties, if you pay rental, that will not be deductible, because that's not for business purpose. Yeah, it must be wholly and exclusively for business. And of course, this is the most important part. That means whatever you pay, it must be in the production of gross income. Yeah, it must be in the production of gross income. Like I always say, for rental, for example, you may be paying rental before you even commence your business, right? You want to start off a new business, you pay rental, but did you know that rental that you pay before you even commence your business is not in the production of gross income because you have not started generating income and they are not deductible. So for your rental to be deductible, you must be generating income already. Then only it satisfies in the production of gross income. Now you must be producing the income already, commence business already, then only it will be deductible. Now, so this is the general principle of deductibility for rental expenses. But let's look at our case. Now, today we have three cases. Yeah, we have three cases to share with you, but they are all relating to almost the same issue. Right? They're almost the same issue. Now, case number one, we have this client of which they are doing trading. Yeah, they are trading in all kinds of industrial chemicals and minerals, right? They're trading chemicals and minerals, right? And of course, they need a warehouse because they trade, they will buy and sell. They need a warehouse to store, right? To store their materials. Yeah. So they rent a warehouse and they pay rental to a third party, right? They pay rental to a third party to store all their materials in this warehouse. Yeah. Case number two is a chemical distributor, right? Chemical distributor, and they're specializing in coatings, paints, and inks. Yeah, right. They are in this industry, right? They are in the coatings, paints, and ink industry. Of course, again, they have to they pay rental as well. But this one, they pay rental to a related company right, for motor vehicle and office. Yeah, so because the related company owns the motor vehicle, the related company owns the office, so this company pays rental to the related company for the usage of motor vehicle, for the usage of office, right? So this is the second case. Third case is a salon, right? It's a salon, yeah. This client engaged in the business of salon service, right? Help people to cut hair, yeah, and do salon. But of course, now the salons are closed, right, during MCO period. All right. So now they actually they are in the service of salon, so they pay rental. They pay rental to a third party, to an independent party, right, for the shop, right, for him to run the salon business. Yeah. So they pay rental to a shop. So now all three cases, yeah, have got a similar issue, right, when it comes to rental expense. Now, so what are the issues? Now, what are the issues raised by the Inland Revenue Board? Now, our clients got audited by the Inland Revenue Board. So the Inland Revenue Board came in and did an audit, and they discover something and they are not agreeable. Inland Revenue Board is not agreeable to these rental expenses and say these rental expenses cannot deduct tax. They're not tax deductible. So what have they found, right? First, they suspect that these expenses are not genuine, right? They suspect the expense is not genuine. But why? Why is it not genuine? Yeah, later I'll tell you more. They also say, hey, your rental, right? It sounds like it's not incurred in the production of gross income. Yeah, it's not wholly and exclusively incurred in the production of gross income. But why? Later I'll tell you more. And because of that, they disallowed the whole amount of rental expenses, right? Because they say it is not genuine, because they think that this is not incurred in the production of gross income, right? Therefore, the Inland Revenue Board disallowed the whole rental expenses and do not allow tax deduction. But what exactly happened? Let's look at the first case. Now, this is the first case, the first case where, this client rent a warehouse for them to store their goods, you see. Now, what happened here was when the Inland Revenue Board came in, right, and they found that, hey, there are some warehouse rental, right, being charged in the cost of sale, right, in the cost of sale. And what this IRB say is that, hey, this warehouse charges that you have paid, yeah, to a third party, right, it's 10,000 a month, it's 10,000 a month, and it totals to 120,000 a year. So every year that's 120,000. So in 3 years' time is 360,000, right? Total is 360,000. But there is no agreement. There is no rental agreement. You see, there is no agreement, and therefore, they think that, hey, is this warehouse really existing? Do you really rent such warehouse, right? I know you have proven us, with your payment voucher, with your ledger, with your tax invoice, but there's no agreement, right? There is no agreement to show that, you actually need a warehouse. And more importantly is that this warehouse is situated in Labuan. It's in Labuan. So, the IRB says, hey, I don't see you having any transactions in Labuan. I don't see any sales or purchase transaction in Labuan. So why do you need a warehouse in Labuan? You see? So the issues here is that, you don't have transactions in Labuan, but you can rent a warehouse in Labuan. And you only support, things with tax invoice, payment vouchers, but you don't even have a rental agreement. Therefore, IRB says, I don't think this is genuine. I don't think you really need this warehouse. I don't think you have this warehouse, and this rental may not be genuine, and therefore the 360,000 is all added back. This allowed the whole 360,000. So how do we help them? I'll show you later. Now let's look at the second case. The second case about this company paying rental to a related company, and they pay the related company for the usage of the car, right? For the usage of motor vehicle, and usage for some office equipment, some office equipment and for car. Now again, related company. So what the Inland Revenue Board again says is that, hey, you're paying to a related company. I don't see any rental agreement, right? There's no rental agreement between you and the related company. And you are paying for, this car, this office equipment, and, this car could be used only for your personal use. It's probably not used in the business, right? It's probably director's personal usage. And if it's director's personal usage, it's no longer in the production of gross income. If it's not in the production of gross income, it is not deductible, right? So what the IRB then says is that, hey, you're paying to the related company, you don't have any agreement, and you are renting, car, office equipment, it's hard to justify that this is actually for business purpose. So therefore, 192,000 of rental, all added back, all disallowed. Yeah, again, disallowed rental expenses. And the third case, right, about the saloon, of which they pay rental, for the shop, right, for them to run the saloon business. Then you may definitely say, hey, this is rental of shop. This is running a saloon business. Why can't I get deduction? It's paying of rentals to a shop. Again, no rental agreement. Now, see, the common issues here is no rental agreement, right? But they are only paying this 66,000 every year to the landlord, and there is no agreement, right? They only say, oh, I pay, right? And I am supporting it with payment vouchers. I'm only supporting it with payment vouchers. So again, IRB says, there's no proper agreement. I don't think this is genuine, and therefore all these 198,000, they're all added back. Now, so these, you can notice here the main issue here is no rental agreement, right? Because lack of rental agreement, the IRB disallowed everything. But what can you do? Well, then there's no rental agreement right now, right? There was no rental agreement being done earlier. So therefore, you don't have any rental agreement to show to the Inland Revenue Board. What can you do? Now, this is what we help the client. Now, we tell the Inland Revenue Board, we say, look, all these rental are genuine, right? All these rental expenses are genuine, yeah? It's not for personal use, right? It's not for private use, it's for business use. It's for the business usage. So we want to prove to the Inland Revenue Board that all these rental expenses incurred are genuine, they are for business purpose, and there is no private usage. And what can we do? We need to substantiate them with some agreement, payment proof, photo of the building rented, and most importantly, confirmation from the building owner. Now, at that point of time, you may say, oh, if I have no rental agreement, does it mean that, I will definitely lose in this case? I definitely cannot appeal further? No, that's not right. Yeah, even though there was no rental agreement done initially. Yeah, but what we can do is we will get secondary evidence. We try to get secondary evidence, like, the place that they have rented. We take photo of all these things. Hey, we actually have all these things. And we want the landlord to confirm, right? We want the owner of the equipment, the owner of the building to confirm that this rental is indeed paid. This rental is indeed there, right? That means there is a rental being paid and there's a rental being received. So what we did was we get in touch with the owner, we got in touch with the landlord, and we asked the landlord, we asked the owner to do this sample, this confirmation letter. Yeah, so this is one of the samples of confirmation letter that we have got the landlord to do, right, to draft out, right? So we get this landlord to say, to confirm, right, to the Inland Revenue Board that, look, I indeed, right, have rented out my business premises. At what address, at what amount, yeah? So he actually confirms that he received such rental, and this business premises is used, for the business of the tenant, right? So the landlord actually confirms this by preparing this sample, this confirmation letter, and this confirmation letter is then signed by the landlord and addressed to the Inland Revenue Board. Yeah, of course, there are other secondary evidence, like payment voucher to prove that they have actually received the payment. We also prove that, these things are all genuine by taking photos, So all this, when we compile all of these, we present to the Inland Revenue Board to show to the Inland Revenue Board that all these are genuine. All the rental expenses, right, are genuine. The only thing is that the lack of rental agreement. So after submitting all this and after explanation, of course, the Inland Revenue Board finally agreed and dropped the case. And therefore, all the three cases that we have held our client, we managed to get all the rental deductible, tax deductible. Yeah. So this is what we want to tell you. See, the whole rationale behind is that as long as you say these expenses incurred are wholly and exclusively incurred in the protection of gross income, you can take deduction. You can actually get a deduction under Section 33, but you have to prove it. You have to prove it. You got to prove that this is really used for business. Therefore, it's very important for you to state what is the purpose of your rental. Yeah. All right. So always remember, rental expenses incurred in the course of big company's operation, which is related to your operation. Yeah, they are called in the production of business income, and they are all allowable. Yeah. But our advice to you is always remember to have a proper agreement. Many people always thought, hey, this is my related company. Yeah, I'm very close to the landlord. This is my close friend. This is my relative. So it's okay lah. No need to do rental agreement. Just by way of trust. I pay you money, you receive money, then okay, already. Well, I have payment voucher. Well, don't just rely on that. Don't just rely on this simple documentation, because when the Inland Revenue Board comes in, they always ask for rental agreement. If you don't have a rental agreement, you may face this issue, right? Then you have a hard time to go and convince the landlord, hey, can you do a confirmation letter for me? Can you just confirm that this property is used for my business? You need all that. So if you have a proper rental agreement, right, do it, right, and spell out all the details, like the usage as well. Put in the usage, yeah. Why are you renting this business premises? Why are you renting this premises? Is it for your business or is it for any other purpose, right? Of course, I would hope it's for business, then only it will be deductible, yeah. Of course, all other documentations like, tenancy agreement, confirmation letter, payment proof, they have to all be intact. Please keep all these documents properly, because you will very much need all these documents when it comes to proving to the Inland Revenue Board that all these are genuine. So this is my advice to you, right? Even though you say you're renting it to a close friend, to someone that's very close to you, please remember to have all documentations kept properly, especially the rental agreement. Okay, now I see there are questions coming in already. Don't worry, I'll answer to all your questions. Don't worry, yeah, like from room rental, from VT, from Serena. Don't worry, I'll answer to your questions. Yeah, but the last thing I want to tell you is that now as from here, you would realize that you would notice here, IRB is sometimes being very strict. The Inland Revenue Board is sometimes being very strict. When they don't cite your rental agreement, they'll straight away say, I don't think this is genuine, I'll just add back. Now, if you don't argue further, if you don't bring out secondary evidence and argue further, you may just see all your rental expenses all being added back, and you got to pay more tax and penalty as well. But you have to understand, it is always arguable. We can always find secondary evidence to argue with the Inland Revenue Board. So what I want to tell you is, if you receive any tax audit letter, if any of you receive tax audit letters, right, from the Inland Revenue Board telling you, no, this one cannot deduct, that one cannot deduct, this one has to add back, that one has to add back, this one you have done wrongly, that one you have done wrongly, don't be afraid. Don't be panicked. Bring that letter to us. Just send us a message. Send us a message on Facebook, right? You can send it either to our YYC Advisors page, or you can send it to my Facebook page, that is Tax Guru Zen Chow. Drop us a message, show us the tax audit letter, right? What are the findings? We can give you a complimentary online consultation. Yes, we will help you. We will look at what is the issue, and we can see if we can help you to solve them, right? We can do a complimentary online consultation, and then we can see how we solve this tax issue for you, right? Because always remember, all kind of tax audit issues, right, could be solved, yeah, right? So if you receive any tax audit letter, don't be afraid, don't be panic and say, oh, I have to pay so much tax. Bring it to us, send the message, the letter to us, show us the letter. We will see how we can help you to solve the issue. All right. Okay, so it's now to Q&A. Wow, I see a lot of questions coming in already. Okay, so let me just answer to your questions one by one, right? Let me just answer to them one by one. But of course, for now, let me just bring it back to this page so that, in case you want to know what's my Facebook page, name, this is all here. Okay, now first question I have here is from Room Rental. Wow, okay, so your name is Room Rental KL. Okay, now Room Rental is asking this. They say now, if I do sublet, if I do sublet business, we rent from home landlord and sublet. Can we claim rental expense? Well, of course you can, but it really depends on what kind of rental expense that you're talking about, yeah. Because you see, if you rent it from a landlord, of course, if the responsibility to pay quick rent assessment, maintenance fee is with the landlord, then you don't claim those expenses. But if you rent and you sublet it, and at the same time you need to do a lot of repair and maintenance, when you sublet it, yes, you can also claim the rental expense. Yeah, of course, the payment that you pay to landlord is your rental expense. That is your rental expense. Yeah. Okay. So yes, not a problem, not an issue. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's continue and look at the next question. Right, VT. Okay. VT has this question. What if the tenancy agreement is without stamp? Yeah, without stamp duty. That means you have not brought it for stamping yet. Now, I always encourage you to stamp your tenancy agreement. I know sometimes you may say, hey, then I'll incur more costs, You know what? I would always encourage you to stamp your tenancy agreement. Reason is because, did you know that a tenancy agreement without stamping, it can be called invalid if you bring it to court? Now, of course, it doesn't mean that this tenancy agreement is totally invalid. But if you need to bring this thing to the court, let's say you argue with the IRB disagree, and then in the end you have to bring this case to the court. Yeah, it became a court case, right? The court will not allow this rental agreement, right, to be admitted as evidence, right? It's not permitted as an admissible evidence because it's without stamping. So I would always encourage you to stamp it, right, so that it becomes a valid agreement, if you need to bring it to the court. But of course, if it's without stamping and if the IRB also agrees to it, then it's okay. Yeah, but more importantly is have that agreement done. Yeah. All right, let me continue with Serena Shukor. All right, I have a question here, and it says, did the IRB ask for proof or evidence that the landlord who signed the confirmation letter is the true owner of property, not just somebody who claims to be the owner? Well, Serena, you see, obviously the IRB has found out who the owner is, right? The Inland Revenue Board has already checked who the landlord is, who the owner is, right? And of course, that confirmation letter comes from the owner, right? You don't simply get someone to go and sign a confirmation letter. That is not acceptable, right? You gotta find the real owner, the true owner, right, to do the confirmation letter for you. All right, Serena. Okay, cool. Next question is Lee Michelle. All right, Lee Michelle is asking, if the agreement is on the name of the company A, but company A wound up, yeah, and then company B take over. Well, so company A and B is owned by the same director. Can company B still claim the expenses? Wow. Now, Michelle, I will strongly encourage you to do another agreement if that's the case, because if company A is the one, right, that is in the agreement, and then company A, yes, wound up, now company B took over and company B go and pay all the rental, right? Rightfully, this is not company B's rental. This is not company B's rental expense, yeah, because it is company A who signed the agreement. So what I will suggest you to do is, if company A has wound up, quickly do another agreement with the landlord to say that now company B is taking over and make this expense company B's expenses. Okay, all right. So this is what I advise you to do, yeah, Lee Michelle. Okay, that is Doris. I have Doris Tin asking, if the landlord or owner is the company director or shareholder, will there be any issue with the Inland Authority? Well, there would be, Doris. Now, what could be the problem, right? What could be the issue, Doris, over here? Now, if the landlord is the shareholder or director of the company, make sure the rental is at market rate, because if the rental rate is too high or too low, what the IRB, what the Inland Revenue Board will do is they will invoke transfer pricing rules. They will invoke transfer pricing rules, and they will say, hey, you are renting too high or you're renting too low. Therefore, I don't agree with the rental because it's not as per market price. Yeah. So I will adjust your rental accordingly. Yeah. So this could happen. So please ensure it's at market rate, then you'll be fine. Okay. All right. Next, I have Shen Ho. Why Shen Ho? Do the rental agreements need to be stamped to be considered binding? Well, I have just answered earlier, yeah, to VT earlier, yeah, Shen Ho, that I would strongly encourage you to have it stamped, because if it's not stamped, it may not be a permitted, admissible evidence. If you bring this to court, yeah, court will not allow this. Okay, court will not allow this, yeah. All right. Okay. Next question. Next question here is from Jane Lloyd. Yeah, Jane Lloyd. Yeah, Jane Lloyd is asking, with the adoption of MFRS 16, rental expense should be capitalized into account. Well, okay, Jane Lloyd, to be very honest with you, I must confess, I'm not very sure with the requirement of MFRS 16 when it comes to capitalizing, rental into account. But what I will tell you is simple. Yeah, despite MFRS 16 may ask you to capitalize, yeah, but from the income tax point of view, as long as it is incurred in the production of gross income, you can still get deduction even though it needs to be capitalized. Now, this is what I always say. Yeah, tax treatment and accounting treatment could be different. Yeah, even though you may need to capitalize certain expense into your balance sheet, right, and capitalize it, it doesn't mean you can't get deduction. Now, if you can prove that the rental is in the production of gross income, you can still get tax deduction. All right, Jane. All right. Next question is from Tan. How about the online payment slip as proof? Well, Tan, the online payment bank slip as proof is good, well, but that is only to tell you that you have made payment to someone. But what is the purpose? You see, when you can prove you have made payment to someone, doesn't mean you can prove this payment is for rental, you see? So to prove that this payment is for rental, you need the rental agreement. You see that? By just be able to prove that you have made payment to someone, it can be any purpose, right? It can be for any purpose. It doesn't mean this is for rental. So please make sure you have a proper agreement drawn up, yeah, done, so that you can prove the payment is for rental and not for any other purpose. Okay. All right. Let me see. I have some questions over the other side. Let me just bring this out. I have a question here from Alice Tan. Okay. Alice Tan is asking, if company sharing an office, yeah, how to address the agreement, tenancy agreement. Okay. Alice Tan is asking this question. Now, Alice, this is what I would advise you to do. There are two ways. First, you can say all three companies, becomes a tenant and, involved in the tenancy agreement. That means all three companies will be tenant and sign on the tenancy agreement. And then all three companies will share the rental. That's one way. Second way, one company becomes the main tenant, and then the main tenant would then sublet it back to another two companies. That means you need another agreement between the main tenant with another two companies. Yeah, so see which way you want to do. But please remember to have a proper agreement. Okay. All right. Another question here from T.S. Kun. Tenancy agreement was between one of the staff and third party. Company only subsidized 1/3 of the rental. Is it allowed as tax deduction? Now, T.S., if you say this rental is between staff and a third party, now first of all, what is the purpose of this rental? If you say this is actually staff, personal property, maybe it is its own accommodation, then what will happen is the subsidy that you pay to this staff from the company, please have a proper letter between the staff and the company to say that we are subsidizing your rental, right, as a benefit to you. So the company will then be able to claim deduction, but remember, the staff who receive the subsidy from the company will be taxed for the subsidy received by the staff. Okay. All right, let me just continue. I have another question here from Emily Liu. Now, Emily is asking this question. Our agreement due, how could we renew if we, can we backdate? Okay, now, Emily, if you have got an agreement done up earlier, and now you have not stamped it, right, you can always bring it back, for stamping. You can, but of course, there will be a late stamping penalty, right? There will be a late stamping penalty, which is actually not very much. It's maximum 20% only, maximum 20% of the stamping fee. So I would say, even if you have not, stamped it, right, you can always bring it back for stamping, and you just have to pay the penalty. Okay, so you can always go back and backdate it back and get it stamped and say this is late stamping. All right. Now, another question from Emily Liu here is that, can we have your sample of letter so that we can ask the owner to draft standby for us? Okay, I'll just show you again. Yeah, I can't give you the soft copy, of course, yeah, the letter, but I can show you again. It's actually a simple letter, right? It doesn't have to be a very complicated one, Emily, right? This is a simple letter that we have asked our landlord here to prepare, right? It's just a simple letter to say that, I confirm, what my name, I confirm that I rented this premises out to my tenant, for what purpose, at what address, and what's the rental that I have been receiving from them. That's all, It doesn't have to be a very complicated one, yeah? Of course, I can't give you a soft copy, but this is what I can show you, right, for you to have a reference. Okay, all right, let me continue. I have another question here from Lee Michelle. Wow, this one is pretty long. Let me just bring it up. Lee Michelle had this question: Trading A rent a warehouse with agreement on Trading A. Then Trading B sharing the same unit without agreement. So the Trading A need to split some rent to Trading B, or Trading A claim the whole expense. Both own the same business by same business partners. Trading B is just doing small business using the office, but not the whole warehouse. Now, I would suggest, yeah, Michelle, if you can let this Trading A sublet it back to Trading B. Do a simple agreement between A and B and say, because you also use my unit, you would share, how much per month, right? Do a simple one and charge back Trading B. Because if you don't incur expense in Trading B at all, yeah, what could happen is transfer pricing again, yeah, because you say, hey, Trading B is using, the unit, why nothing is charged to Trading B? Why is it given for free? It's not supposed to be for free, you are supposed to charge them some money. So do a simple agreement and charge Trading B some money so that everything is very genuine and according to market as well. Okay. All right. Next is Sun Nyo. Sun Nyo is asking for repair and maintenance payment of rental property. Okay, is payment or cash voucher to show we have paid sufficient, especially with small contractors that we don't get receipts for job. Well, okay, so you are talking about repair maintenance for renter, right? Okay. I would say if it's like very simple ones, right? What you could do is do a voucher, do a payment voucher, put down what has been repaired. Yeah, put down what's the nature of this payment, and get the contractor to sign on the payment voucher lah. Yeah, then that would be okay if it's a small money, a small amount. But of course, if it's big amount, you please get an invoice. Please get an invoice for the person who does the maintenance for you. Okay. Linda Tay asks how to get rental market rate. You can just use the online platform, like iProperty, Property Guru. Just use that platform to see similar property, what is the rental being charged. That would be really good. Of course, print them out, show them, keep them as evidence. Yeah. Okay. All right, Xiao Hok Lee. Okay, Xiao Hok Lee is asking, a company buys a property for director accommodation, may advise how to determine perquisite value. Now, Hon Lee, Xiao Hon Lee, what I would suggest you to do is go to the Inland Revenue Board's website, right? Go to the Inland Revenue Board's website and download the public ruling. Now, download a public ruling that talks about this value of living accommodation. There is such public ruling, value of living accommodation, and you will be able to find out, how to actually determine, right, the perquisite. But what I'll say is, if it's for director, it's actually pretty simple. If it's for director, yeah, you just use the rate law, the what you call it, the market rate of rental. Yeah. So what I would say, go download the public ruling, and you will find a lot of details about this. Okay. All right. Next is on Jane Loy. Jane Loy says, full deduction or merely on capital allowance? Okay, Jane, I think it relates back to your previous question, right? Oh, Jane, about the rental that has been capitalized, right? It will be full deduction, yeah? It will be full deduction. I know sometimes it may be capitalized under MFRS, but for income tax purpose, it can be totally deductible, right? It doesn't have to be using capital allowance. Yeah. Okay. Next question here is from another long one from Xiao Hon Lee. For a company, if market rental available is 30,000 per annum, while the loan interest is 100,000 per annum, can the company use it for staff accommodation instead of rent it out? So the interest of 100,000 can be fully deducted compared to rent it out, which is restricted to 30,000 only. Well, you can. Only, right? So only you can do that, right? If you want to just, take in the whole thing as company's expense, the whole 100,000, and then you do it as a staff accommodation, right? Let your staff stay in there. But remember, if you do that, right? If you do that, the value of living accommodation has to be an income, right, of the staff. That means the staff needs to also pay income tax on the value of living accommodation, right, given to them, because the company is now providing free accommodation to the to the staff. Okay, you can do so. You can do so. All right. Next is Azima. Azima Asharaf is asking, sublet also is advisable to have stamping. Well, I would say if you can, it would be best. It would be best to have it, right? But I know sometimes you may say a sublet to own company, related company. Now if you say it's related company, it's just a simple sublet. I would say if you think, there won't be much dispute, right? You don't think this thing will be brought to the court. It's okay to to not stamp it, but agreement must be there. Agreement must be there, right? Please always have the agreement, right? But if you do it with a third party, I would strongly suggest and strongly advise you to do stamping. Strongly advise you to do stamping because you don't want this thing to have dispute in future. And when you want to bring this to court, right? The court says, I don't accept your agreement because it's not stamped. Yeah. So I would say if it's like related company, it's still okay without stamping. But if it's to third party, please have it stamped. Okay. All right, Emily is asking, like Michelle asked here, how do we subcharge the rent if we have been long? How do we subcharge the rental? What do you mean by how do you subcharge the rental? Well, you just have to determine like how much you want your subtenant to share their portion, right? Once you have already got the amount, just do a simple agreement or letter, right, between the two parties, right? The landlord has, the main tenant has to sign, the subtenant also have to sign, and have this documents kept properly. All right. Okay. Next question is from Jason. Jason says stamping fee deductible for landlord if paid by landlord. Now, stamping fee for first time rental, unfortunately, is not deductible. Yeah. But when you renew your tenancy, and you have to do stamping, the stamping fee for renewal of tenancy is deductible. Okay, Jason. All right. And then Jason also asked agency fee deductible. Same rules, right? Agency fee for first-time rental is not deductible, right? But when it comes to renewal of your tenancy, the agency fee will be deductible already. Okay? All right. So looks like I have answered to all your questions already. Oh, there's one more from Lim Xia Wei, Rim Shat Wei, is that how I pronounce your name? Okay. We have a bungalow provide to estate manager for free, but due to transfer pricing, we need to charge the manager. How to determine the market price? Again, just look at all the property websites, for the bungalow in your same area, similar bungalow, and look at what's the market price, right, published in the website. And that will actually help you determine what is the market price already. Okay. Well, one more question over here from Shun. Okay, Shun is asking how to be fair prorated on loan interest if a shop lot is 2 floor is rented and 1 floor is for business own use. How to be fair prorated on loan interest? Well, most of the time we look at the value, the value, right? Of course, if you say, it's the whole building wall and there is no separated value between second floor and first floor wall, then look at the floor space, right? You can use a floor space, right? Use the floor space to determine what's the floor space of second floor, what's the floor space of the first floor, and you can use that apportionment, right, to prorate back your loan, right? That will be acceptable. Okay. Chiu Lim has another question. Okay, so let's look at Chiu Lim. Chiu Lim is asking if rental of one property only exempted for taxation, is it you're saying? Rental of one property only exempted for taxation. Chiu Lim, I don't get your question, but there's no exemption for taxation even if you rent one property. There's no such thing. Yeah. Maybe you're not trying to ask this, but if you can rephrase, what do you mean by rental of one property only exempted for taxation? What do you mean? Yeah. Maybe you can just explain further. Yeah. But there's no exemption for rental even if you just rent one property. There's no such thing. Okay. All right. So okay. I think I've answered to all your questions now. So before I go to an end, right, as usual. We usually always do it for 45 minutes to 1 hour, right? Yeah, we have 41 minutes ready. So just let me close this by just repeat again. If you receive any tax audit letter, please don't be afraid. Don't be panicked. Yeah, show us your tax audit letter. We will help you. We will help you to see how we can solve it. Yeah, always bring us the soft copy of the letter. Send us a message to either YYC advisors or to Tax Guru Zen Chow, and we will give you a complimentary online consultation. But you must have a tax audit letter to show us, right? Don't just come to us without any letter. Yeah, then we do not know what to tell you. Bring us tax audit letters so that we can help you. All right, I'll answer to the last two questions over here. I have one from Cynthia Leong. Cynthia Leong is asking, if the tenant has terminated, we rent out to a new tenant at the same property. I would like to know the tenancy agreement to the new tenant is considered initial or allowable tax deductible. It will be considered as renewal, Cynthia. If the previous tenant has been terminated, right, then you have a new tenant coming in. That's called renewal of tenancy already. So your expenses will be deductible already. It's no longer initial expense already. Okay. Now, and the last question over here I have is from Lao Siu Kwan. Lao Siu Kwan is asking, is a waiver of rental income assessed under passive income source in the previous tax deductible? Waiver of rental income. So you are trying to say that you rent an income with you rent something and then wait, hold on. Accessible under passive source. Rental waiver of rental income. Oh, that means you waive the rental. You don't want people to actually pay you. You let them to choose not to pay you, and you want to ask whether this waiver of rental is tax deductible or not. Okay, now this is what I will say. Yeah. You see, if you waive rental income, right? If you waived it, usually we don't say it's tax deductible, but there's no tax deduction. But what you can do is, if you say you're not able to collect, you're not able to collect this rental from your tenant, what you need to do is you need to go back and revise. You need to go back and revise. That means you first need to have an agreement between you and the tenant and say, as a landlord, I agree, right, to reduce your rental. I agree to give you a rebate, right? I agree to rebate on your rental. And if this is relating to previous year, right, you got to go backwards and revise your previous year's tax computation to reduce your rental. That's what you can do. Yeah, Siu Kwan. Okay, I'll just answer the last one. Wow, questions keep coming in. Okay, the last one. Chi Ying is asking, company paid monthly rental for director leaving place. What is the tax treatment? Now, very simple. Company pays monthly rental for the director, right? This amount of payment will be a perquisite of the director. The director needs to pay tax for this benefit received. And then, of course, the company can deduct tax. If you have a proper agreement or letter, right, between the company and the director that says that company will provide you accommodation and pay your rental, what will happen is the company can get tax deduction, but the director would need to be taxed on this rental that is being paid, right, to the director, right, on behalf. Okay. All right. Okay, one more question now. Okay, I'll just answer lah. Okay, NCK. What are expenses deductible for rental income? Loan interest, quick rent, assessment, repair. Yes, all of these are deductible. Of course, right? There are more direct expenses, like your management fee, like your repair maintenance that you have mentioned, your fire insurance premium, all of these are deductible also. Okay, all right. Thank you so much for your time. It's almost 1 hour already following me, on this Facebook Live. So again, just let me tell you, as usual, we will do this, right, every week if possible, right? If I can do it, I will do this. I will share my techniques to solve tax audit issue every week, right? Usually it's every Friday. But if you want to know when is our next, Facebook Live on this, please follow my page. Go to my Tax Guru Zen Chow page. Follow my page, yeah, so that you will get the first-hand information when we do our Facebook Live again, right? So if you don't want to miss the next Facebook Live session, please remember, follow my page. Yeah, go to Tax Gurus and Chow. All right, so thank you so much. Thank you so much. We have more than 300 people viewing today. Thank you, and I hope I've answered to your questions, and I hope you have really learned a lot today. Yeah, so stay tuned to the next session of Secrets Review, Techniques to Solve Tax Audit Issue, right? Because what we want to do here is to help you solve your tax issue, and we do not want you to pay unnecessary tax. All right. So thank you once again. Thank you so much. And we hope to see you next time. Thank you and have a great time. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
以，有目标就往上爬。你相信你可以勇敢地往前冲吧。有想法就有办法，有办法就不用怕，我们一起到达，是 number one， 强大的企业家，超越表现的力量，我们一起到达，是 number one， 强大的企业家，超越表现的力量。我相信